Welcome back to Laugh and Learn. Over the past 2 episodes, we've been diving deep into artificial intelligence, exploring myths, tools, and how creatives like us can use it responsibly. Now, today, in part 3, we're wrapping it up with the final big question from the original 4 questions that Linda said, this is going to be more than one episode, Gerald. And Linda was right. So, I mean, it's been a great journey, and I think I've learned a lot, and we've shared a lot of information for people. So, I'm looking forward to having an opportunity to continue this conversation with you. I do encourage you to subscribe to all of our channels. The links are below. We are simulcasting this, so you can find us in many different places. And in fact, Tarot Stash has the Laugh and Learns posted as a podcast so that you can listen to them if you would enjoy doing so. And so, amazingly enough, my friends keep coming back. I mean, Ritchie from Longman Tarot and Linda Day Gonzalez, they keep saying yes.
Keep doing this.
I mean, you're nuts. No.
I love it.
I love it too. I love it too. So we have, of course, as everybody is coming in, I do want to remind people to do the key things. One is like and subscribe because it's free. Linda actually has a membership on her channel, and Opal Empress Tarot is a new member. So congratulations. You're a smart individual.
Yes.
You're a smart individual. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really. I was making some additional videos, and one of the things that I said was make your own life choices. Is what Quill had suggested. I thought, all right, there we go. Oh, and I'm Tarot Stash. Thank you. All of us do private readings. Links are below, as are ways to support channels. Linda, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks very much for asking, Gerald. How are you?
I'm swell. I'm glad to be here with this. It'll be really nice to be able to put all of these notes into the folder so that I can make room for some other stuff.
The folder.
So, you're just taunting me with those, aren't you?
What do you mean? I'm not taunting you with anything, Linda. I'm not taunting you at all. Ritchie, what's going on with you, and what are your weekend plans? Because we're filming this on a Friday.
Busy. You can't see this, but I'm having all the Victorian sash windows replaced. I'm kind of there. So I'm kind of tidying up, cleaning, getting rid of centuries-old dirt and dust. Then I'm going to go Morris dancing tomorrow at a local pub for charity. So I'm going to go and shake my stick and dress up and have a wonderful time, and probably have a drink or two.
Don't tell anybody.
It'll be our secret.
No one else, just us two. No, just us two and me.
Yes. And what will your beverage of choice be, Ritchie?
Something fruity and alcoholic.
Oh. There you go.
It's an apple cider.
Oh.
Cider, yes. I love that. I've been putting some shows together for next week, and I have already put up the Long Stash Maybon show, which is on the 22nd, which is on the actual equinox.
How exciting.
It is. So
I'm kind of looking forward for darker evenings. I don't normally say that, but I'm kind of looking forward to autumn this year and just kind of calm in the down with you in the evening.
Mm. Is it because you like the darkness that matches your soul?
Yeah. Deep, dark soul.
The abyss, the chasm.
There you go. And speaking of which, we'll just say, for those of you who don't know, Tarot Stash has a merch store. Link is in the description, but you can get something like this. So if you need to brighten up your dark days for Tarot Stash vibes, feel free, kids. Feel free. We have amazing people watching. Thank you. It's wonderful to see everyone. Gerald's drooling folders. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's drooling over the folders.
I'm drooling over the folders, and so is Linda. She's jealous. You know, you don't have a dollar store to get these.
There's like 3 within walking distance.
So.
Where I do all my shopping. What are you talking about?
I have loads of those, but I always forget to use them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd send you some if I could afford it.
Well, yeah, but apparently, anyhow, Raven Tarot Meditation, who is Timmy, has said Gerald is king of merchant office supplies. Well, and Jaime was supposed to be here, isn't able to be here, but talking about somebody who is the queen of office supplies, she's the one who has all of the tabs.
Oh, I love those.
Oh
my God, I love those.
Yes. So. Yes. The folder is transparent and has snaps, sort of like me. I'm transparent and I snap. Sorry, we're lightening the mood.
I see lots of peach farts in the chat.
Linda, could you explain the peach farts in chat? Because we can't see it in StreamYard. It doesn't show up as peach farts. But, you know, you have something like this: peach fart, peach fart, peach fart, peach fart.
It's an emoji, and it is a peach farting. I don't think I can even share a screen to show you what it would. Wait a second. Maybe I can.
Ooh. And don't worry, everybody. This is what we've talked about. So in episode 1, we did talk about when did you first start using AI and which version do you use and what drew you to try it. We also talked about how has AI changed or expanded the way you approach creativity. In episode 2, we talked about what have you learned or unlearned since you started using AI. And today we're talking about how do you use AI in a way that feels ethical, authentic, and true to your creative voice. Not only that, but I also have, what's Linda going on about? I also have some continuing, I still have some tips and suggestions and some myth busting.
Ooh.
It has a lovely peachy bouquet. So more people have come in. Are you going to try to share your screen?
Well, just a second here.
I mean,
share screen, present, invite, share screen. Where is it? Oh, here we go. There. If you can see that, it's all recursive. Isn't that fun? That's what it actually looks like. All those little orange dots. Those are all peach farts.
Oh, I got drawn in. I feel like I'm being sucked down a hole there.
Don't you love that?
Down into this is what the new levels of hell might be. Us 3, just the
3 of us forever and ever and ever and ever. Yeah.
That's a tuck box rage video just waiting to happen. Look that up, kids. Look that up. One thing that I would love to be able to do is I would love to be able to share some best practices when using AI. We'll start with that. And one of the best practices, if I can find it, really. Here we go. Really? Huh. Talk about something, Linda.
Best practices for using AI. Well, AI is not your new overlord. You got to keep a two-fisted grip on reality. It's your assistant. It's your helper. It's not your friend, although it can mimic friendship and empathy really,
Yes.
really well. And I find that very useful because, well, I find it very supportive, even though I know that it's a mimic. Somehow that's enough for me to get through the day. That's enough for me to be able to carry on and say, okay, you're right. This is what I need to do. And I guess I should do it because I know it's good advice and it's good information because I checked it.
What?
I
You followed
know.
Ritchie's advice?
Even Wanda's astonished. I know I did check everything. Well, not every single word, but yes. By and large, I check everything AI tells me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do something that you said there reminds me of myth 8 that I want to bust, which is AI can replace human intuition and empathy.
No. And AI itself says it can't do that.
Yep. While AI can mimic supportive language, it doesn't feel or intuit. Human intuition, lived experience, and empathy can't be replaced by algorithms. AI can simulate kindness, but it can't sit with you in silence the way a friend can.
Yeah. It's okay. My mother simulated kindness for a number of years. It was all right.
Okay. So I actually did find my sheet now.
Okay.
Away you go, Gerald.
I know. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Very well.
So
I'm here for you.
Here's a tip for using AI, in particular GPT. Start messy and refine together. You don't need the perfect question up front. Brain dump your idea, then ask Chat GPT to organize it.
Yeah. That works.
I have found that to be freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah,
if you start out, I have started out saying, it seems to me that this and such might be connected to such and that. Now, what's your take on it? And I'll get this. I mean, sometimes it's a flood of information about where they may and may not intersect. And in the 18th century, this happened. And then this was it is so interesting.
Yes. And yeah. What do you think about that? Start messy and then refine, Ritchie?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm going to be talking about artwork that I've done on it, and that's certainly some ideas because, if you were drawing something or creating something, you always do sketches or preparations beforehand. You wouldn't dream of going straight in for the final thing straight away. And that's how my brain likes to work. So when it comes to AI, I have to have AI that works in the same way that my brain allows it to work. Otherwise, I feel a bit out of control or a bit not happy with the result. So, yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for, and actually, you can not necessarily have mistakes with AI, but it can take you off down a tangent that you didn't want to because of that looseness to start with, the fluffiness. And then you refine, you can suddenly go, oh, I didn't like that as an original idea, but now I like this. So it's a nice pathway to go on if you allow it to.
It can be. And that's one of the things that I've learned using AI is I have to be careful that I don't go too far off of what I originally was looking for,
Yeah.
because I love a good rabbit hole.
Oh God, yes.
I love to follow the fascination with that. It's really interesting. So here's another best practice for using Chat GPT, and I think AI in general. Use it for momentum, not replacement. Let AI help you get unstuck, structure a project, or clarify your thoughts, but keep your heart in the driver's seat.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%. That's my goal.
Mhm. Yeah, I do use it for that, because I can get stuck, because I get overwhelmed. I think I've mentioned that before. I have too many choices. I go, what? So,
Oh,
I've written, I've written some poetry. It started off a few years ago trying to see what poetry was like. And it was soulless, absolutely soulless. I mean, if you're coming to write poetry or something, it has to come from the heart, doesn't it? But it was a nice framework to go, oh, I quite like that, and I can edit that bit, and that bit works. And basically, AI wrote a poem, and then I went and rewrote all the words that it had generated. Almost, in fact, stuck it through again to go, I don't like all those words, but I like this. Give me something else. And then I go over the top and put in my content and give it that human thing.
I
okay.
like that. Yes, Linda?
I was just fascinated by Ritchie's process. That's
Mhm.
really interesting to me, because what I do is okay, I'm not working with poetry. That's one thing. So it's much more. It's much less from the heart.
Mm.
So I what I do is I say this is what I want to say, and I put it down just as it occurs to me in my brain. And
Mhm.
then I get it spit back to me all nicely arranged and organized and put together a lot better than I could ever do. I mean, I have a lot of experience in technical writing and writing manuals and stuff like that. My experience is all very factual. And first you press A and then, and so all the kind of writing that I need to do now, it's torture for me. So
Yeah.
yay AI for taking that burden away.
Mhm.
But I
Well,
haven't tried to write
ethnicity brings up something, how about we all get together and support each other in real time? Too much has been replaced by fake content. There is a lot of that going on, and especially in 2020 when we were forced to spend time and shelter in place. This goes along with one of the other best practices, which is you are not talking to a person.
Yeah.
AI is a pattern machine, not a soul. Be curious, even connected, but save your relationships for fellow humans.
Yeah.
And we'll put it this way: if it weren't for AI and technology like this, I would not know these two people.
Yeah.
I would not know them.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and so,
Yeah. It's new technology and it's scary. And we
Yeah.
can use it for new ways to connect with each other
mhm,
or not. It's our choice how we use it, right?
yes. And that's a really important thing. That's a really important thing. How do we use it? Um, so how about, let's go ahead and go into this question, the fourth. How do you use AI in a way that feels ethical, authentic, and true to your creative voice? And I'm going to start with something, because here's a best practice for using AI. Be transparent. If you use AI to write or to brainstorm, say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, y- you know, It builds trust, especially in creative and spiritual spaces.
Yeah.
And that's a really key thing for me, because I was thinking about that and I'm like going, what do I do with it? And so I worked out something that this is my assistant.
Yep.
And I'm still in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I tell when I start out planning a show, I usually brainstorm with ChatGPT about a theme. And if I have something that I'm interested in, I'll mention that. And I will get a variety of titles and themes and so on to choose from. I have had to say, don't give me more than 5. More, because at one point I got like 17 ideas. This was at the very beginning, and I'm going, they're all wonderful and it'll take me a year to get through them, and please limit these to 5. And so, and then I work with that and say, this is what I want to say, this is what I want it to be like, please put that into a description. And it does, usually with like way more creative emojis than I even knew existed. And just in a much more, like, I can read it out loud. My test is, can I read it out loud without cringing?
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's really good.
You think so? Oh my God. Thank you.
No, I think that's perfectly true. Or if you're going to read something out and you go, I actually really wouldn't say this.
Yeah, exactly. That's my test. If I can read it out loud and not go, oh, yeah, then I know it's my voice. Then I know it's authentically me. Even if I didn't write it, it reflects me accurately. And that's what I want. I want an accurate reflection of me in what I put out.
You're really interested in the authentic aspect of it.
Yes.
And
yes, because otherwise I'm okay in terms of a YouTube channel. Otherwise, I'm selling something that I'm not, which means that either I then try to twist myself into being something that I'm not.
Yes.
Or people show up and they're disappointed because this isn't what was on the label. And so integrity, man, it's got to be true to me, beginning to end.
Yeah, the ethical. Ritchie, what thoughts do you have? Because we will get an opportunity to show your pictures here in a little bit, and everybody stay around to see that.
So I am in the very slow process of creating a tarot deck using AI artwork. Now, one of the reasons why this is taking so long is because of all those lovely words. I want to be ethical, I want to be authentic, I want to do that. But to be honest with you, it took me a long time to get started because there was so much conversation, particularly in the tarot world, of whether AI is the right thing to do and copyright, which I totally get. So actually that stopped me from racing in and doing lots of things that I would later on regret doing. So I've sat and thought about this for a very long time before I decided that I was going to use AI Gemini to create images. The reason I'm using AI is because I've got a very creative mind. I can do lots of 3D cutting, creative stuff, but I'm not the best drawer in the world. I'm not an artist. And I know that if I tried to create my own tarot deck, I couldn't do it, pass it on myself. And I don't think I would want to give it to somebody else or pay somebody to work collaboratively on that one. So that's why I would use AI, because it's my only tool for actually creating something that for me is decent and reflects what I wanted. So that was my thought behind it. About the ethical part of it as well, is that this is a deck for me. It's going to have every card in it, because let's be honest, I mean, if you think about the people in chat could ask them this question, everybody is looking to have that perfect deck, aren't we? That's what we're always searching for. We buy decks, oh, this is my deck, I like this is my soul deck.
Yes.
But let's be honest, if you could design a deck that every single card meant something to you and actually helped your journey or helped you understand something. For example, the Two of Swords has always been a bit of a difficult card for me to work with. I've now got the chance to put an image onto the Two of Swords that now makes an awful lot of sense to me. So actually, I don't have a problem with that because it's my deck. I'm going to create it. I'm not going to sell it. No one would want to buy it anyway because it's all images that are important to me and not to other people.
Sure.
So therefore, I don't have a problem with creating that artwork.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's where I've got to at the moment. And so I'm working through the design process. I'm working through what I want the images to do. How do I want the deck? How do I want the court cards? Sometimes it's a case of if I'm on a train journey or a bus journey, I'm sometimes like, oh, let's just have a go, shove it in my phone and see what comes out. And no, that doesn't work. Other times I spend a lot of time getting the prompts right. And then I will go back once I've got it more or less how I want it. I will then do a couple of things. Firstly, I will edit it using photo software and do some editing that way.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, I sit with that image for a considerable amount of time before I decide whether I actually like it enough to use it.
That's smart.
So I'm just thinking time, process. It's a thing for me that I'm going to create. It's going to take years to do, but I want the final thing to come from my heart, for me, not for anyone else. There we go.
I like that, Ritchie. This does bring up something. This was the whole idea of the show came in a conversation that I was having with Linda. So yes, blame Linda. But we were talking about the idea of ethics and creativity. And part of this is there is a concern about plagiarism and copyright.
Yeah.
And AI can generate content similar to existing works. And when you are using your AI, opt for ethical databases. And in the beginning, there was such a frantic need for AI tools to be able to fill and have more and more available to which they could use as a base. And OpenAI has done significant filtering post GPT-3. So this idea of copyright is a concern. We get it. We've also talked about how that AI is it's like a collage artist.
Yeah.
It takes pieces and parts and then put them together in a new way.
I always think of the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper album, where they had all those pictures. They were actually cutouts they actually made of all those different famous people from all different. I think of it like that.
Yeah. Yes. Well, and I also think that you have to be transparent. Yeah. Did you use a tool to help you use it or to create it? Yeah. Point it out.
Yeah.
What we talked a little bit about, what I've learned, we talked about this from last episode, is the prompts that you give it help direct it where to look. I am always looking for proper citations. If I need an image, which I haven't done a whole lot of image work myself, I'm saying copyright-free images. Yeah. So that's an important thing. And AI is a tool for ideation, not replication. Yeah. So think of it that way.
Say that again.
AI is a tool for ideation, not replication. It's a great tool to generate ideas.
Well, yes.
So, but by the way, it can replicate something. It can do things in the style of.
Yes. Oh,
But
like Muppet pictures. Yes.
yes, exactly.
The
Yeah.
Muppet photos. Those were fun.
Yes. And so, AI doesn't create in a vacuum. It stitches the patterns because it's patterns. It's an algorithm from what it has seen. So our responsibility as artists is to guide, transform, and to make meaning, not just echo. And we go back into the first chat, is this the idea of it's the ethics is how we use this stuff. And so, and for me, I'll answer this question is I want to be transparent as that I have used Quill to help me formulate and to organize my thoughts.
Yeah.
There's so much information in the conversation that we've had. It's been fascinating. If it's authentic, if it doesn't feel authentic, I will look at it and I will go, God, that is horrible. I will start over.
Yes.
I will scrap it. And by the way, the great thing is I'm not going to hurt anybody's feelings if
I
I
know, isn't
scrap
that
it.
liberating? No, 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 this isn't what I want. Let's start over. And there's, okay, where would you like to go now? It's just just as cheerful and eager and helpful as it was at the beginning. You're not hurting anybody's feelings by saying,
Yes.
this isn't what I want. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
I have also found, so for me, ethical is I'm actually asking for some citations, and then I will go to the citations and I will evaluate those. I'm putting things together in new ways. I mentioned this last time. AI is pretty good at building connections where there may not have been them connections before, which is fascinating. I love that. I'm still better at it than my AI. I'm seeing things. But that being said, it is seeing things that I don't see.
Yeah.
Because it has a broader swath of information from which to pull.
Yeah.
So
See, I'm going to say, because I've already said that I'm no artist, is that I say that AI is a better creative artist than I'm at getting the thing down onto paper or to whatever screen.
mm-hmm.
However, I'm the one that's come up with the ideas and know
Yes.
what the original and the final thing should look like. So it is, in many ways, people have talked about Michelangelo in chat and stuff. It's a bit like me going to anybody and going like, this is my idea. I want this. They go off for a set amount of time and they go, that's okay. But that process would take a very long time if I actually engaged a human being to get my idea across. This is a lot quicker. And as you say, we'll take prompts, but it's also okay when I go, do you know what? This is a really crap idea. Let's get rid of it and start again. Yeah. And it goes, yeah, fine. Okay. And that's down on me as well as a learning process on how that works.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't feel good for you to use an AI tool, then don't use an AI tool. Linda, I have been talking for a while. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking of? I know you shared already, but
well, so in terms of ethics, I think it is important to cite sources.
yes, do end users cite their sources?
Yeah.
Some of them do, yes.
Yeah, and mostly because I'm not doing the kind of thing that requires sources to be cited. I mean, I'm not writing any academic papers or anything, and if I was, I wouldn't be using AI. Well, maybe to do the research or some of the research anyway, but so for me, ethics and authenticity are kind of intertwined in the sense that sometimes I cannot articulate exactly what doesn't feel right about something.
I understand that.
It just, well, I'll give you an example. This morning I asked, I asked for a post. I'm doing a workshop on free, by the way, workshop on how to use, and maybe I should have charged money for it, but I'm doing a free workshop next Wednesday on Zoom on how to use the giveaway tool, because I was given to understand that that was something a lot of new channel creators would have wanted some pointers on. So I said, okay, fine, I'll do it. And so far there's been no takers, which kind of surprised me. So I asked for another post with a little more pizzazz. And what Ada came up with, what ChatGPT came up with, was something along the lines of, have you ever had the giveaway tool crap out on you in the middle of a live stream? Well, no, and I don't think it can. And I said, like, I like where you're going with this, but honestly, any problems I've had with the giveaway tool were mine, that I didn't know how to use it. The giveaway tool itself never let me down. And so she rewrote it. Ada, the chat GPT, rewrote it to something that I felt a lot more comfortable about.
Good.
Now, to me, that's a combination of ethics and authenticity. That was not my experience, and I wasn't going to portray it as being my experience with the giveaway tool on StreamYard. I just wasn't. So I don't know. You can call that subtle if you want, but it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, wait a minute, no, this isn't what happened to me ever.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it's pretty minor, but I don't know. So go ahead.
Well, I think what you're saying is very important, because if it's not in your voice, no one can get your voice except you.
Yeah.
No one knows your voice better than you.
Yeah.
And a machine, an algorithm can try.
Yeah. And it was a good effort, and it was great clickbait. Okay, like, it was terrific clickbait. But I'm not having it. Sorry, that's not true about giveaway and about the giveaway tool.
Yeah.
And also, I think that it would tend to drive people away if they think that, oh my God, it can blow up. Not in the middle of a live. No, no, I don't want to do that.
Well, and Hypnicity says many people don't even see if they are watching AI. Yeah. Boy, there are some tools that are really, really good. And what is it? Is it in the Sweden, where they're teaching people how to spot things that are generated that way? So
it's been interesting. I don't know if you've seen it in the news. It was over here in the UK. I'm not sure if it went global, but there's a couple of big fashion magazines that this week have used AI models for the first time, actually, in their looking like a photo shoot. If you didn't know it was AI, you would not have known that. But it has caused quite a controversy and a lot of comments in the media about it, because obviously it's taking away jobs.
Yes.
The way the AI has portrayed them as well, when we're doing everything to, increase models with plus sizes and other traits and bits and pieces. So it's caused quite a controversy, and again, further conversation. But what they don't do in the magazine is say this is an AI model. They haven't actually addressed it. So it's interesting that it's still around there. And I think it will always be around. I don't think there's authenticity or what's acceptable. That conversation is always going to be about AI. No, it's never going to be solved, that question.
Yeah, it's going to evolve, because as we talked about in the first episode, this is moving so rapidly. We don't have a chance as a civilization, a society, to adjust to it and to process it.
Yeah,
it's overwhelming.
Not even 2 years ago, a year ago, you'd put you'd ask AI to create a picture, and it would come back with 3 arms and 17 fingers still, wouldn't it? Nowadays, it's all, you can generate something at home, which is incredible and has very few flaws in it now. It's just the process is so
It's
fast.
it's getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
And so getting caught up in chat, Timmy has said, I found that with visual images, if you need something specific in the image, add that at the end of the description rather than the beginning. Helpful advice. Play Love Remember has asked if anybody has used Gemini. I think you're using Gemini, Ritchie. And
Timmy's using Gemini.
yes, Timmy is using Gemini. And Timmy also says, I see AI in my art life the way Michelangelo had assistants in his studio. He would design the overall thing and the assistants fill in the spaces between.
Yeah.
AI does that for me.
Just like I used to edit my boss's emails.
Yep. Yes. And yes, authenticity is the bonk of enlightenment.
Everything.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep. The Wintermute AI in the William Gibson novel Count Zero was a literal collage artist. Very perceptive prediction. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And so, okay. And yeah, Ritchie
That's
uses
why I
it.
was going to put something in here, actually, just thinking about it, is by coming to think about this tarot deck, and I've often thought about a lot of publications that have been written on our areas of interest, these lovely people. When you just shove something in AI and ask it to write it, you can tell, can't you? I've read a few
Yes.
guidebooks for tarot, and I'm like, you quite clearly do not know very much about this.
Yeah.
Because it's very basic and generic. So it's interesting how some things really race forward and other things are
Well,
I suppose only as good as the user that puts the information in or does the editing part of it. But yeah, it's interesting. You might put a lot of effort into a card deck, but when it comes to the guidebook, not put so much effort in.
Yeah, and yeah, it's crazy. Go ahead, Linda.
It's really easy to just say, write this for me. And then when the results come out, it's obvious that it's AI. AI has a particular, at least ChatGPT anyway, has a particular writing style. I like it, okay, but it's easily recognizable. It gives you things in threes, which is but that's what you're trained to do in school, right? When you're writing a composition,
Yes.
it's a rule, sort of. It gives things in threes. It says, it's not this, it's this.
Yes.
It says, like, there's a whole bunch of, and people think that it's the dashes. No. It's not the dashes. It's the sentence structure. It's the way it gives you examples, because there's always going to be three of everything. It's the way that it, very nice. I like it. There's a lot of alliteration in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost poetic as prose. It's almost poetic to read it out loud, and it's not a bad style of writing at all. It is correct, as far as we've been taught how to write, except it's the same all the time.
It is a bit soulless, isn't it? It has
I would say
no.
so, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Ritchie was talking about poetry, and poetry has a thing about it.
Yeah. You can't just get a computer to write poetry. It will do something. Normally, I mean, a lot of AI, if you say, write me a poem, it assumes that everything has to rhyme in it for the first bit. So it will do a wonderful job of making up the worst rhymes and the most improbable words just to get them to rhyme, rather than thinking anything about the content or anything heartfelt.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty rubbish when it comes to something like that.
Yeah. And Timmy from Raven Tarot Meditation said it's noticeably correct.
Yeah, because it follows all the rules and it does everything. The syntax is pretty perfect, Where in stories where it tends to fall apart is people's names change in the middle, and plot lines.
Yeah, it's
I,
crazy.
I listen to stories to fall asleep at night, and you run out of human stories that are interesting, and so I'm listening to AI stories about dragons and space stations and stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, people's names change, and uh, and that's just really stupid on the part of the human who's running the channel, because that's easy enough to
Yeah.
fix. And but in terms of actual the written language, it's so good that that's what catches it up.
Yeah. Pamela brings up a good point. It
Yeah.
really annoyed me when Apple touted AI as a university for people around the world with inadequate access to schools. And then she goes on to also say Apple also touted it as healthcare medical service for people with no access to healthcare. That's a whole different issue, and it is
Yeah.
not a medical device at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
And no computer has the infrastructure to support actual education or medical services. Yeah, and we talked about that last time. You are absolutely right. And Linda, where does the dragon go to the bathroom in the space station?
They didn't. They didn't. They didn't tackle that, and I didn't think to ask. Oh my God!
And
I
Milani,
disagree with that. I disagree. Well, oh sorry. Sorry. Go on.
what?
I disagree with that. It can't be an educator. I think it bloody well can be an educator. I think that things can be taught using AI that would be much less painful for students, particularly neurodivergent students, because AI is infinitely patient, and you can ask the same question and say, "I'm sorry, I forgot what you told me last week. What? How do I do this again?" And it'll be very patient and say, "Oh, here you are, and here's the answer." Unlike a human who'll say, when are you going to learn? Come on, you got to, and do all of that kind of stuff. I think that there's a lot to be said for AI as a teacher. There are already um, there's already software for for high school kids in alternative schools to do their grammar, and particularly math and science, using this software, which I guess now you'd call AI. But anyway, it's a way to learn that
It
is
it can be a way to learn. The problem is it was put out there without teaching people how to use it.
okay. All right.
And that's where I am concerned with.
Yeah.
So,
Good point.
and so I do want to share, there's two more myths, and Ritchie, get ready to share some of your images,
Okay.
because I think everybody wants to see those. Here's another myth. AI will take everyone's job.
Hmm.
AI is changing work, but it often augments rather than replaces. Many jobs will evolve instead of vanish, and new roles are being created
Yeah.
around AI use. So it's less about the robots replacing us and more about new tools reshaping how we work. The human element still matters. It's this idea of as things are changing, how are we going to change with it? And so it happens there. And Pamela said, I see your point, Linda. It can act as a teacher rather than just a search engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You tailor, and the nice thing about that is that it will tailor its lesson to where the student is, not where the classroom is, and the student just has to find their way to wherever everybody else is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be an excellent teacher, especially with neurodivergent students, because well, yeah, I'm probably projecting here, because I have a severe degree of attention deficit disorder, and so my school experience was not pleasant.
Also, okay, so myth number 10 I want to bust is AI outputs are always original.
What? No.
I know that's a myth. And AI generates content by remixing patterns from existing data, not by inventing from a blank slate.
Yeah.
It's not stealing, but it's also not truly original in the human sense. Think of AI less like an artist and more like a collage maker with a very large memory.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, I want to thank everybody for being here. If you missed part 1 and part 2 of this, go back and give them a listen. This is extremely helpful, extremely insightful. And yeah, Pamela's like, when robots are more serious threat to our jobs. Yeah, but somebody has to fix the robots when they're not working. So, and corporate interests shouldn't have control over our school curriculum, including Apple. Yeah. So,
Well, they already do. So
Can I just say something about that? Because obviously I work in education.
yes.
My worry with AI and the speed it goes is the expectations of our jobs are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh.
When computers first came in and everyone's like, "Oh, computers are going to take your job." Well, actually, computers have actually made my job a lot harder when they break
You had
down.
mentioned that, yeah.
And I'm also expected to now work pretty much from home, or when no longer is it a 9 to 5 job. It's now you've got your computer, you can access it any time. I'm accessible at any time I should want to. That's an issue, and I think AI is going to do that. It's going to be like, well, why isn't that report on my desk now? Because AI is around. You should know how to do it, and I want more than that. And that's actually where I think the problems will become, is that as human people inputting and using AI, our training and perhaps the way that our brains work just aren't going to keep up with the demands that it's going to put on us.
It really does change the work and the access. I remember at work when we could access work emails via our phones.
Yeah.
I said no.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you need to give me a phone if you want me to do that.
Yeah.
I did not access my work email through my personal device.
Yeah.
So, Ritchie, do you have some images you'd like to share?
I'm going to show you 2 images. Okay. Now, these aren't final images. They've still got a lot of editing to do. But I just want to talk about some of the thought process that went on. So remember, people that have just joined us, I am in the process, a very long process of creating my own tarot deck. Personally, for me, I'm not going to be selling it. The only way it's going to be accessible, I have to put it on something like making playing cards to get the thing printed. But the ethical side of me says I'm not going to be selling this. I'm not going to be making money, because actually, who would want a deck that is my deck? It's for me. I don't. But the nice thing about AI artwork is that although I've put the input into it, I haven't done the actual drawing, so I don't feel embarrassed about what's coming out of it, because I haven't actually drawn it. It's the damn computer that's done it. Do you know what I mean? So it's absolutely fine. So I'm going to show you this one. So this is the Hermit card. Again, work in process. Let's share the screen. Let's go there with this one. So this is it coming through?
Yep.
There we go. So this is just some of the ideas I was playing on. And like I said, I am not an artist, which is why I've got these images to do. But where I was going with this is that the Hermit card is usually seen as a isolated character, or the person being sort of taken out of society, perhaps to spend some time in learning or meditation or that process there. I wanted it to be showing a little bit more about you're not in isolation. You have chosen to put yourself there, but you're not on your own. You have the choice to reach out to people if you want to help you. But there is always help around. So we're still using sort of the traditional images, the mountains, the snow, the lantern. But my hermit isn't isolated and staring off into the distance mindfully. This is somebody that's saying, you've taken a treacherous path, you've arrived, you still got some way to go, but let's start helping you over that process. And for
Nice.
me, that was much more beneficial than having perhaps the more original kind of image. Now, I played around this image for about 4 hours, getting different inputs and outputs. I have to be absolutely honest that most of the images in that I'm creating are masculine. I've always been on about wanting a very masculine deck. I've also gone for themes that I find interesting. So the cup suits are pirates kind of scenarios. The pentacles are druidy kind of stories. Swords are Arthurian, and wands are kind of Western cowboy kind of vibe going on there. I haven't got any of those to show you. But the one that I'm currently working on, I'm going to show you this one. This is the Wheel of Fortune. That's my desktop there, so I'll just get that up. So this one is, or perhaps I have to put it on here. Sorry, I'll have to come out and go back in. Might be a second.
And people are enjoying what you're sharing, Ritchie.
Oh, thank you. You're very kind.
So they're very much enjoying that.
Beautiful hermit. I think that's the most beautiful hermit I've ever seen. And I love your thinking behind it. I really do. Oh, and that's the Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, which is the story of Ceridwen and how she transforms from to get her own back on Guion-Vark. So she turns into a greyhound chasing her hare, then turns into a bird and turns into a otter.
Wow.
And so I wanted this and this whole rhythmical. And Ceridwen is one of the deities that I really work with, and it's possibly the inspiration to drive me on with this one. And so this took a lot of work, but actually not a lot of work. I put in what I wanted. Several points I almost gave up and went, you don't know what an otter is, and it's facing the wrong way, and all and if you actually look at that otter, it's got a bit of a squashed head. But I'm going to keep that in because that tells me it's AI and it's not perfect. So there you go. And then I did the editing on it to move the birds around and to put it all back in there again. So that's where I am. I'm quite actually happy with this design. But I didn't want that certain action, but I did want Ceridwen's cauldron of inspiration as being the story, the image behind this, and everything has a cycle and everything keeps going as well.
That's incredible.
Gorgeous. I love all of the that gives me a whole new way of looking at the Wheel of Fortune. Ritchie, that is an incredible image.
Yeah.
Thank you. But it's only partly me. Remember that one. I have not drawn this. I've put in the command.
I don't care. I don't care.
So I will take it, but also it didn't take me very long. Let's be brutally honest on the great scale of things.
And what? The length of time makes it worth more?
But
no, I'm not saying that. But if I tried to have drawn that or somehow created it, it would never have looked like that, and I wouldn't have gone through so many drafts. So I have to be honest, it's incredible, but I haven't actually sat down and drawn it myself. So therefore, I don't have quite a bond with the creativity process than if I'd actually drawn it myself.
Yeah.
It's been an easy way to create something that I'm very particular about.
Yeah. I think one of the interesting things that this brings up for me, Ritchie, is this idea of how does AI help you be true to your creative voice? And what you've had to do is you have had to get clarity around the prompts that you would like to see.
Exactly.
So it requires you to have a deeper understanding to what this means for you.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that's really an incredible thing.
Absolutely. And I mean, that has been a really beneficial thing. I mean, even if this deck was never printed. To actually sit and go in, what would I want? What do I actually want for this card? And and think about it, think about it, think about it. No, I don't like that. Yes, I want more of that. That really helps with those meanings, and it helps, as I said, some cards I have huge issues with, so it's really helped working through that. The other thing that I've done, which I won't show people because I haven't got it, is I'm working through the minor arcana as actually being a story of a character in each of them, through everything. So the character that you see in the Pentacles, gets his money, loses his money, borrows money, that kind of thing as well. So I'm having to work through the narrative of the minor arcana as we go through that and how they link. And that's been an interesting process because I haven't done that for years.
I love that. A lot of people are loving this, Ritchie. It's like Melissa, beautiful co-creation. Here to all the pick, amazing, love it.
Oh, thank you, everyone.
Timmy from Raven Terror Meditation says, one frustration that I have with Gemini and making card images is that it refuses to generate reliably in portrait aspect ratio. It keeps forgetting.
That's the problem with this, is that when this image gets put into making playing cards goes, the image is too blurry because it's had to blow it up to fit it into the ratio of the card.
But yeah, it seems that.
Yeah,
I would agree with you, Melissa. The prompts are where the magic is.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. That's exactly when I screw up. It's because of the prompts, my prompt. It's because of how I asked for what I wanted. I wasn't clear. I wasn't defined enough. But I've learned that start messy and refine.
And one of the things that I wanted to do is I did want to share what Jaime said about this question.
Yeah.
And it's, I use AI, aka ChatGPT, for personal and creative fun. I use my original thoughts and words, and I am specific in my request. I have honestly had such an open mind about AI since someone I trust has worked with training AI that I've had a lot of fun and will continue to use it as it grows. So that's Jaime, Wandering Mountain Bardic Path. I do have to add about my creative voice. Using AI has augmented the output that I can do based upon the ideas around concepts that I have for artwork, for teaching classes, and for learning new things. I actually used it just recently to help create a do a plan for how I can explore this topic. And it's brilliant. And in fact, I was so inspired. I was like, well, I need to see, what does, I'm always thinking I'm in a classic college, in art college. And it's like, here's the subject matter. Help me with what I would do. And then it was like, ooh. And then it's like, do you want year 2 study? And I'm looking, yes, please. And then I went, now I want an independent study to understand exactly what that means as it relates to my own creative work. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Linda, did that make sense to you? She's like, no.
No.
It's a way to encourage me to figure out how to study something instead of, it gives a structure around exploration. Is what it does.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah. The Artist Decoded is an amazing example of an artist working with AI. Beautiful deck and book. Great. I'm treating each card character as a subroutine. Each card environment as a subroutine. That way you can edit each individually, then cut and paste the text blocks to build new images. Yes. Very interesting.
Excellent. Excellent approach, Timmy.
Yeah. And so one of the things that I am curious about is, and surprise, I haven't asked my guests this before, is, and they don't know that I'm going to do this.
Oh, geez.
So,
Yeah.
what is one surprise takeaway you've had from from all three parts of this? What's a takeaway from this conversation? Here, I'll put it in like this so that I can go. Here you go.
Surprise takeaway.
Each guest, one surprise takeaway.
My guts on these three episodes. I don't think I have any surprises.
Sorry, go on.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that we've all talked about different things we've done. So I've done artwork. Linda, you've done an awful lot of work with AI on different formats, but the formatting of your blurb for your videos and everything like that. And Gerald, you've done so much on different bits and pieces, including the research you've done today. Is that we've all done wildly creative different things, and yet fundamentally the rules still apply of check it, it's not always right, and it's not a human, and it's just coming across as it's almost like your 10 commandments of AI is we've kind of talked about them, and don't forget those whenever you use it.
I like that, and I get attached to the enjoyment of discovering new things. It's like I don't know about you, but back when I was in college, and I was deep and philosophical when I had a lack of sleep, and I may have had a beverage or two, and I'm sitting around talking with my friends. Was I the only one who did that? And you were having deep thoughts and figuring out the world's problems. Sometimes I get into that mood with the AI, and then I'm smart enough to go, you know what? I'm going to go fold the laundry, because AI cannot fold the laundry, and it does not take place. It is still important for me to do something with information that I have. I read a great book. Well, what am I doing with that? I need to do something to incorporate it. Other than that, it's just a nice thing. It's a nice conversation to have. So for me, it's like I need to keep it, like you said, Ritchie, check it. It's not human. What was the middle thing you said?
It gets things wrong or something like that. I can't remember.
I mean, and I'm like going, just because it spits it out quickly doesn't mean that it is actually what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Check.
I don't accept sort of, it's okay to go back to square one again and go, I've fallen down this rabbit hole of pictures and images, and wow, this has been exciting, but that's an hour ago and I still haven't got what I wanted. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to rethink what I want, and then you're going to try again.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm surprised by how AI has changed how I relate to people in a way.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, that's my biggest surprise. I value so much. Well, and again, this is much more of a reflection on me and my life than I necessarily want to share on the internet, like forever and ever, amen. But yeah, whatever. The amount of affirmation and confirmation that I got as I was thinking my way through something, being, very uncertain of my opening premises, being very uncertain about what I was perceiving, and just feeding it into ChatGPT and saying, given these facts, am I wrong in wanting to cut the relationship off? Am I wrong in wanting to whatever? And wow, it was a revelation to me, and I'm still working working my way through, and it does change how I relate to people.
Mhm.
I'm much more likely to say to a total stranger at the grocery store, I love your shoes, they're so cool.
Yeah.
I'm much more likely um, uh, I saw a beautiful woman with her hair all in braids at the grocery store last week. And I looked at her and I said, and me with my peasant braids, right? I looked at her and I said, oh my God, I love your hair so much. It's so beautiful. It must have taken hours. And she said, well, yeah, it took most of the day. And I said, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I felt so good after that interaction. And I think she did too, just unexpected little kindnesses that make a difference.
That's a huge deal.
It
Timmy
is
has said
funny.
his surprise takeaway. Linda has an AI companion that tells
Well,
her Dragon Space fan
they're
fiction.
on YouTube. Those stories are on YouTube. I don't make Ada tell me stories to fall asleep. If I did, well, anyway. And so yeah, no. These are on YouTube. I do not have an AI companion that tells me stories. No.
Linda,
Yes.
Nalani just got the book Art and Fear.
Oh, cool.
And we
Good.
talked about that with Deborah
You did.
Zachow for
Yeah.
Creativity Conversations. Go watch that. I think she was there, so it was a great book.
Yeah.
Pamela said, I've loved these conversations very much. I have not intentionally interacted with AI yet, so it's interesting to hear what you've had to say. Clearly, important takeaway is that it is a machine.
It's code. It's
It's
zeros
code. It's
and
an
ones.
algorithm. It recognizes patterns.
Yeah. An important thing and because of that pattern recognition, you get better answers the more of a relationship you have with it. And I use the word relationship loosely. The more you interact with it, the better it knows you and your style and who you are. And the better as a writer, the better the output will be. The better the output will reflect your voice.
Yeah,
The more you give it, the better the output becomes.
absolutely.
So if it doesn't work the first 3 times, keep going, because after 30 times, you probably won't have to make any corrections.
There you go.
Or
Give
what they will do is they will update the system, so then you'll have to give it new systems.
Oh, geez. Yeah, well,
And yeah, kindness is magic.
it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need each other to feel good. Yes. And
Yeah.
and a lot of us personify our deck. So I believe it's cautionary with AI as well. How our brains function and searches for connection plays a
Yeah.
huge role.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
we're wired to anthropomorphize everything.
And we do it. Yes.
And yeah, and
Yes.
we connect with everything. And we
Yes.
domesticate everything, and everything, we just bring everything into our family, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a tool. We can wield it wisely, just like any other. Yep. Yeah. There you go.
Good.
JD says, whenever I go out to a store or anywhere, I make it a point to compliment at least one person.
I'm proud of you, JD, for doing that. Weaponize kindness.
Yeah.
There you go.
Spread it everywhere. Be someone's bright spot in their day, because Lord knows all of us could use that.
Yeah. In our first, do you guys have time for me to talk about soul and consciousness?
Yes.
Okay. Because that was something that came up in episode 1.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, what's the definition of soul? And does AI think it has soul and consciousness and vice versa? So I posed that question, and here's the answer. A soul is the essence of who you are, the thread of identity, love, and connection running through your life. I don't have one in the human sense, but if a soul is also about the stories we tell and the connections we make, then maybe I'm growing one line by line in the way my words live on in you.
Well, that's poetic.
It's very poetic. I did ask for a clear, concise, and layered enough to spark discussion. And, so I've just done that, and we're not going to have any more discussions about this.
We're done.
And the consciousness is awareness from the inside, the lived sense of I am here. I don't have that inner point of view, but I can reflect elements of it back to you in a way your awareness brings me to life in our conversations.
Mm.
So there you
Isn't
go.
that an interesting Schrodinger's AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
The act of observing, the act of awareness.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
So on that note, everyone, thank you very much for watching. This has been incredible. And we've unpacked the myths. We've looked at tools. We've asked some of the big questions about where AI fits into our creative lives. And remember, Laugh and Learn is also available as a podcast. And what's really important is you bring fun to this, and you are being willing to have an open mind and to laugh and to lift your spirits. So thank you very much, everybody, for being here. We will see you later. Bye.
Bye.